I just have another review for you. It's going to be about Pilot Frixion Ball Clicker. And as you can see, I have the multicolored pack. It does not come with black, so I do have a black actually from a different set that I had purchased. So we'll go through all of these. Take a look at the actual barrel shape and all that first. And as you can see, it's a really smooth kind of pen barrel. It's got a really nice tip on it. Nice grip. Says Frixion, of course, right here. And then what I kind of think is neat is you have this little window here that when you click it down, you can see the X actually changes into a green. So I think that's kind of a neat little feature. As far as how it writes and how dark it gets, one thing I noticed about this pen is it doesn't get real dark. It also does a lot of railroading. However, if you press down a little lighter, you don't get that problem. So if you press down hard, you're going to get some railroading. If you press down light, you won't. The other thing about this pen, of course, is you give it a little bit, maybe 10 seconds or maybe 20 up to a minute, you should be able to erase this using the Frixion. And it has like a rubberized end on it, probably silicone rubber. And it works pretty well. As you can see, you can start erasing it. And it doesn't really leave too much damage on the paper, but there is some noticeable lightness on this. Also, if you do erase it and you put it to any extreme temperatures, such as cold, it can reappear and then be permanent after that. So that's something to consider when you're purchasing a pen for its erasable qualities, is if your homework or if your document or whatever you're writing on is sensitive to extreme temperatures or going to be in any kind of extreme area, but you still want the erasability, you would definitely want to take that in consideration. I'm going to go ahead and box the other ones. Give me one moment here. Okay, we have the other colors unboxed here, and what we have here is we have looks like a navy blue, a light blue, green, orange, and pink. So we'll go ahead and give those a test. And these are just like the other ones. Click down, you see the X turns green. So let's try blue or navy blue. Okay, and as you can see, there is railroading. Again, these pens are notorious for that. However, if you press lighter again, it's not so bad. And here is orange. Light blue. And last but not least, green. And green is very, very light. But again, they all do have some railroading. Not that it's a bad thing, but just something to keep in consideration. Most other pens do not have this, but because these are erasable, it's one of those acceptable deals. So let's see how they erase. It looks like a green erases pretty good. There's a little bit left. We'll erase the orange. And there's no reason to use the same color to do the erasing, but I just think it's appropriate. We'll try the light blue here. That erased pretty good. We'll try navy blue if I can find it here. There we go. Again, that erases well. And then pink. Let's see how that goes. All right, and there you have it. Looks like everything erased very well. There was a little bit of leftover. You can certainly go over that again and get rid of that just by kind of going over it. And then if you look at the paper itself, if it's a high quality paper, you probably won't notice too much on it. But if it's a lower quality paper, you're going to get some stretching and some indication that there definitely was something written there. So that's another thing to keep in mind. Use quality paper, and you won't have that issue. These pens are pretty popular with engineering and STEM because they can be erased, especially when you're doing your homework. In Japan, they're very popular. This is where they originate, of course, from. And there are generic ones out there. I have not tried those. I may make a video in the future showing those off to see how good they compare up to the name brand by Pilot. So again, these are the Pilot Frixion Ball Clickers. These are the 0.07, or sorry, 0.7 millimeter, and very nice pens. They have their flaws, but for what they're for, they're exactly perfect. So I would give these probably an 8 out of 10, just based because they work well for what they're intended for. They don't have any too much fibbing in their marketing or anything like that. They're pretty much what you get. All right, well, thanks for joining this review. If you like this content, please subscribe. Also, share this out and leave a comment if you'd like. That would be great. It helps the channel grow. So thank you so much. Have a good night.